Why did he want to scare him?
Because he wouldn't come near place.
So he wouldn't come near him, so he wouldn't kill him. From what we remember, and I want you guys to see if you can find the passage in the story, was the guy who came out of the fog, was he an immediate threat to the narrator?
Nope.
Can you find it in the story? This is a challenge.
The first page. Oh, no.
It's on the first page, is it?
Right. No, it's on 67.
Or on page 68. And it's on page 67, where does it say? Or does it say? So, can you find me, is there any proof in the story that the guy who came out of the fog is a danger to our narrator? I see everybody looking, so that is a point for you guys. What?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do much like nothing.
Yeah. So, Alex and Rainey found the page on page 67. It talks about how there wasn't any immediate threat, but he threw it for some other reason. So I want you to keep in mind,
You dropping your coin.
as you guys are listening to me read, I want you to keep in your minds. Okay, hey Logan, this is Logan and Alex. Thank you. So that's going to be a point for me for side conversations. Okay, I want you to keep in your minds, why would somebody throw a grenade at somebody that wasn't a threat to them? Kristen, are you dead? Are you alive? Have you passed out? Thank you. Okay. So, I'm going to have you guys follow along as I read this. So we're on page 68 and 69 now. Can I see everybody? Rainey's open to it. Bronson, can you flip one more page over? You're on the right page, Kristen. Alex, are you on the right page? Can I see your book? Nope, you're on. Flip to the next page. We're on page 68.
I'll read the next one.
Logan's on it? We're going to read that after this. Okay. So, he just threw the grenade as we left it. Alex, can I see your eyes, please? Thank you so much.
The grenade.
The grenade bounced once and rolled across the trail. I did not hear it, but there must have been a sound, because the young man dropped his weapon and began to run. So it sounds like he knows what a grenade is. Just 2 or 3 quick steps, and then he hesitated. Hesitate is another one of our vocab words.
Oh.
To pause. So he hesitated. He paused for a second. Swiveling to his right, glanced at the grenade, and tried to cover his head, but never did. It occurred to me then that he was about to die. I wanted to warn him. The grenade made a popping noise. Not soft, but not loud either. Not what I'd expected. So it sounds like he'd never even thrown a grenade before. Or at least heard it explode. And there was a puff of dust and smoke, a small white puff, and the young man seemed to jerk upward as if pulled by invisible wires. He fell on his back. His rubber sandals had been blown off, but there was no wind. He lay in the center of the trail, his right leg bent beneath him, one eye shut, the other eye a huge star-shaped hole. It was not a matter of live or die. There was no real peril. Logan, what does peril mean again? Awesome. There was no real peril. Almost certainly, the young man would have passed by. And it will always be that way. So we're going to flip to the next page now. You guys are all open to it, so you're good. Later, I remember, Kiowa, so that was his buddy who tried to wake him, or who had to wake him up for the watch. Kiowa tried to tell me that the man would have died anyway. He told me that it was a good kill, that I was a soldier and this was a war, that I should shape up and stop staring and ask myself what the dead man would have done if things were reversed. I wonder what he would have done. None of it mattered. The words seemed far too complicated. All I could do was gape at the fact of the young man's body. So gape, what does gape mean? Stare, yeah. Alex.
So this man's real?
This man's real? So let me read the last paragraph, and then you can read the meet the author thing, and we can find out. Even now, I haven't finished sorting it out. So in your text, this is brown, so that means we're back in the present. This isn't a flashback anymore. Sometimes I forgive myself, other times I don't. In the ordinary hours of life, I try not to dwell on it. But now and then, when I'm reading a newspaper or just sitting alone in a room, I'll look up and see the young man coming out of the morning fog. I'll watch him walk toward me, his shoulders slightly stooped, his head cocked to the side, and he'll pass within a few yards of me and suddenly smile at some secret thought, and then continue up the trail where it bends back into the fog. So here he's picturing what would happen if the young man just walked by and he never threw the grenade. I want you to think about why he might picture that regularly. We're going to answer that question in small group, but right now,
Have you ever been touched before?
I want to hear Alex read about the author. So in the corner, you can see a drawing of a face. Tim O'Brien, the author. So Alex, can you read us who Tim O'Brien is, please? Do you want to read the first two categories, and then somebody can volunteer to read the third?
But in his own words?
Yeah.
Wait.
So meet the author. It's in the lower right-hand
I
corner.
see it.
Okay.
But read in his own words.
Yeah.
I was wounded in Vietnam, but even though I didn't lose a leg, I lost something there. I don't know what it was, my innocence or part of my belief in myself as a person.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. So I saw everybody listening there, which was great. So we know that Tim O'Brien, the author, was in Vietnam. We know he was wounded. And we know that something happened to him there. We're going to talk about him more as we break up into small groups. So what I'm going to do is break you up into, let's see. Can I have in small group first? So you're going to take your textbook with you and we're going to continue reading about it. If you keep it open, it's going to be easier to get started right away in small group. Can I have Logan, Rainey, and Bronson in small group first? Kristen and Alex, you guys are going to be in independent reading first.
There's only one.
Can I read?
You can read after small group. So bring your textbook over to the small group table.
I have been.
Yeah, that's a football game.